Good evening. My name is Trevor Gordon. I'm helping with the social media as well as doing a little bit of video streaming and social media promotional videos for the upcoming Arts and the Credit event. So the Arts and the Credit is a nonprofit arts organization showcasing, promoting and mentoring local artists with annual high-end shows. So the Arts and the Credit event is actually going to be happening on April 26th, 27th, and 28th at the Waterside Inn. So again, I repeat, the Arts and the Credit event will be happening on April 26th, 27th, and 28th at the Waterside Inn. I know on the 26th there's going to be this launch party. You need to get an invite. I think you can pay to get a VIP ticket. You go on the Arts and the Credit website, reach out to the Arts and the Credit email address. You need to come to this industry party, VIP party on the Friday. But basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Arts and the Credit at the Waterside Inn. So I'm helping with the promotional videos, doing a little bit of the social media. But the exciting thing that I've been getting to do is I get to know some of the artists that are involved with the Arts and the Credit events. So if you notice on our Instagram account, you're going to start seeing videos of some of the artists that we're doing chats with. It's been really fun. I'm learning so much about the artists, and it's getting me so excited for the event. So today we're going to be chatting with Brenda Larose. She's a self-taught painter with over 30 years of experience in painting a vast array of subject matter. She has a strong connection to the Northern Ontario. So we're going to talk to her. So let's have Brenda join us.
There we go. Hello.
Hello, I'm just lining up my shot here so I can see you and you can see me. Your background is already better than mine. There is a Prince. Do you see my Prince artwork though?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
But yeah, nothing compares to your beautiful background.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
This-
right out the gate, before I even start, tell me about this artwork behind you.
So, this is a painting that I created from a photo that I took when I was out kayaking on the lake. That's one of my absolute favorite things to do when I'm at the cottage, and that is to go out first thing in the morning when the dew is just kind of coming off the water, and it like
I think we lost you there. Brenda just froze. Are you there, Brenda? Well, while we're waiting for Brenda, she might be having some technical issues there. Again, what we're doing is interviewing all the different artists that are helping with the Arts and the Credit event that's happening on April 26th, April 27th, and April 28th at the Waterside Inn. Um, all right, I think Brenda's coming back. But yeah, so Brenda was talking to us about the beautiful artwork behind her. We lost you there.
yeah,
You were calming me down with this beautiful story of you on a kayak, and I was ready to just be at one with nature, and then it just
yeah.
froze.
Well, all of a sudden, it just said you're done, and I'm just like, no, I'm not finished my story yet.
I was locked in, and so is everyone here. But sorry, continue. You're on the kayak,
Yeah,
and you.
so I go out first thing in the morning and I get in my kayak and I just glide along that really flat water and watch the sunrise, take pictures, and then I bring the pictures back into my studio and I paint from those photos. So I do some other types of landscapes as well, but this really has been my focus for the last probably 2 to 3 years, and I feel like it's kind of become my passion, just trying to get that the right light and I originally started painting with brushes because that's what I have done for probably my entire painting career. But then discovered palette knife painting. And so now I've been honing that skill for the last year, year and a half, and getting bigger and bigger paintings and just loving the texture that I get with the paint and it also um, almost makes me forces me to be more loose and not as prescriptive with the landscapes, and I actually find that it looks more natural than when I used to paint with a brush. So I love that, and I can. So I've done a lot of paintings from up around the Parry Sound area, where our lake is, and it is, and so I the people up there just love my art because it basically speaks to them, and they have such a connection to it. So I find people that have cottages, they they just have a connection to that place, wherever that place is for them, wherever their cottage is. They just have this really innate connection to the place, the water, the trees, the scenery, the fresh air. It's wonderful.
That was such a beautiful answer. And I feel you answered like five of my questions, like right here, just with that answer. I mean, ultimately, I mean, you basically answered where you find your inspiration. But let me ask you something. If I took that kayak away from you, would you still have that? Like, if I put you in the middle of Times Square in New York, could you, like, so, like, you can find that inspiration anywhere, or the kayak is sort of that security blanket?
Yeah, I don't know if the kayak is a security blanket. I think it's more where I feel comfortable. Like I feel more comfortable in a peaceful, serene place. Like I feel like I belong, and it just really rejuvenates me and feeds my soul. Whereas I feel like the people and the sounds and the sights of a busy place like Times Square, while it might be fun, for me, it would probably be overwhelming because it's just too much. It's just too much for my senses to handle for any uh, length of time, right? So that's whereas when I'm out on the lake, it's like, oh yeah, I've been out here for an hour. I better get back and have some breakfast and have coffee on the dock and start my day right with whoever's at the cottage with me.
For those that are just joining us, because we're having people kind of come and go as we're talking to Brenda Larose. She's one of the artists that's going to be a part of the Arts and the Credit event that's happening at the Waterside Inn from April 26th to the 28th. I have to ask you, like, how did you get involved with the Arts and the Credit event? Like, how long have you been a part of it as well?
I've been a part of the Arts on the Credit for probably about 3 years. Um, And I think at the time I was looking for an outlet for my art. I was starting to produce more art and wanting to sell it and looking for venues, places where I could sell my art, and found the Arts on the Credit and just loved the people and the activities and events that they had. And uh, I it's been great because it's given me an opportunity to learn about shows and to meet a lot of people who love art and talk to them one on one, right? Which is, something you don't really get to do on online. Um, Seeing them in person is a really nice experience. So I've enjoyed that.
Um, the one thing I was always curious about, and the one question I'm getting notorious for asking the different artists is, I want you to share your experience of how you discovered art for that first time. Like how were your grades even in grade school? Like, did you like art? Did you not like art? Like, what was that first experience of art?
So I don't think that I had like one experience with art when I was growing up. I was always very interested in crafts. And actually, I grew up in a rural area and went to a very small school, and they didn't even have an art class in high school. Like they didn't have that. So I didn't actually take any formal art training. I never went to university or college or anything, no post-secondary for art. I actually came upon it when my mother-in-law was living with us for a short time, and she decided she would pass the time by taking an art class. And that's when I kind of went, wow, this looks really cool. And she would bring home her pieces that she was working on, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I want to learn how to do that. Can you teach me how to do it? And then I started buying books and going to more classes and learning all about it. And within a year, I was teaching myself. Um, I was teaching what I knew to other people. So I kind of have that natural teaching spirit in me. I like to share. I was around, I think, 26 when I actually got serious about when I first really discovered my love for art and started getting serious about it.
I feel like you are looking at the questions on my iPad because my actual question I was going to ask you again, I ask you now is like, are you teaching anywhere, and where can people find you? Like, do you teach now? Do you mentor anyone?
So I am a mentor in an online art membership group. I did actually have an art studio where with a partner where we taught together for 9 years in our town. So I have taught, but I haven't taught for a long time. Ex- Although I did just recently teach a palette knife painting class up in the lake community where I have a cottage. And I think we had 12 people signed up for that and had a great time. So I'm kind of branching out into teaching again and hoping that I can do a little bit more of that um, as as I uh, get more comfortable with the palette knife painting.
That's awesome. What makes a great art show? Like, obviously, you are a fan of Arts and the Credit event, and I know the public can look forward to meeting you at the event. But putting aside Arts and the Credit, well, compare it maybe even to Arts and the Credit. What makes a good art show versus maybe one that you might, we won't say anything negative, but maybe not rush to be a part of?
I think that there's a lot of things that go into making a great art show, and I think that one of them is great organization and marketing of the show. Um, I think also having a variety of different artists and art forms there for people to look at and experience. I think also creating the right ambiance for the people who are visiting to enjoy. So having some music and just making it easy for guests to come and visit and interact with the artist.
What advice or wisdom or tips could you offer to a person that's never been to an Arts on a Credit event, or even maybe has in the past, but you want to offer them some strategies, some tips? I joked with one of the artists yesterday, bring your money, of course. But other than that, what would be something that you would offer as advice when someone's coming to an art show like Arts on the Credit?
Great question. I think that I would suggest for people who are visiting an art show to talk to the artist. Don't just look at the art. Actually talk to the artist. Ask them questions about it. Ask them about their inspiration and their process and find out what exactly is the story behind a piece that catches your eye, right? I think that makes it a good event for you because you find out really more of the backstory and the behind the scenes stuff, as opposed to just going and looking at pretty things, right? You get to understand what the art is about.
What can the public expect to see at your booth at the Arts and the Credit event?
I will have a number of paintings similar to this one that are scenes. Many of them will be sunrises. And these are painted in acrylics on canvas with a palette knife. And I will also have some pastel paintings as well, which is a new medium that I've been working in and playing with. So I'll have some of those as well. Similar subject matter, but painted in a different way.
We're hoping that the whole world can attend Arts and the Credit, but for those few that can't, how can the public purchase your work?
Uh, I have a website, uh, brendalarose.com, and you can go to the website and check out all of the work that I have for sale. I also have on the website prints available, and you can also purchase items with my images on them, such merchandise like mugs and tote bags and pillows and things, which is kind of cool because not everybody has room for a piece of art on their wall, right? But a tote bag, for instance, is a very practical item, and you can still support your favorite artist.
That's awesome. What's next for you? Like, do you have any other than Arts and Credit? Do you have other events planned for this summer or this spring, this summer?
I don't have a lot planned other than the Arts on the Credit activities up until the summer. In the summertime, I'm going to be doing a show and I'm going to be doing a bit of a show and painting live at a book sale up in the cottage town of Dunchurch, which is where my cottage is. They have a book sale that's a charity event. So I paint live for the people who come to the book sale, and then they auction off the painting. And so I did that last year. It was very popular, and I'm looking forward to doing that again this year. And just as a side note, I probably will be painting live at the Arts on the Credit as well
That is
in my
awesome.
booth. So
You already
as long as
know
it's not too busy.
you
If
already
it gets,
know what you're gonna do, or you know spoilers, but you already have an
no,
idea what you know.
no, I don't.
Do you take
I'll
requests from
figure it
the
out.
Do you take requests from the crowd?
No, I'll be painting from a reference photo.
Okay, fair enough. Fair. So, Arts and the Credit will be April 26th, April 27th, April 28th at the Waterside Inn. You're awesome. I'm so excited to see your booth at the event. is there anything you'd like to say? Any last words for this evening?
Well, I think maybe it would be fun to have you come to my booth while I'm painting live and have you actually paint a little bit with the palette knife. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that
So,
would be fun.
wouldn't
That would
that
be
be
exciting.
interesting?
Yes, I feel like I'm learning so much from you, from all of you from afar. But yeah, I'm for sure gonna check out your booth. I mean,
Okay.
just looking at that artwork in the background is just giving me such calm feelings. Like, so it's beautiful artwork. So I'm excited to see your booth. Drive people, say your website one more time. I really want people to check out your website. I was looking at it earlier today, and it's beautiful.
Thank you. It's BrendaLarose.com. Very easy. Brenda
Awesome.
Larose. Larose. BrendaLarose.com.
And your Instagram account?
At Brenda Larose _ art.
Beautiful. Well, I thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to do this. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Arts on the Credit event. Again, everyone, it's going to be April 26th, 27th, and 28th at the Waterside Inn. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for having me.